In this question, it says, write an expression to represent the length of the rectangle and then simplify the answer. Well, the length of the rectangle is going to be found by taking an area, dividing it by the width, and that's going to equal the length. So I have the area in red here. So I'm just going to point this out, this area in red here. And our width in blue is going to equal the length, which we have unknown in the green. So I can rewrite this expression like this. So my area, which is x squared minus 9 divided by, now the width happens to be a fraction already. So we just need to make sure that this divisor is the main divisor. And then we're going to divide by x squared minus 2x minus 3 divided by, and this is a minor divisor because it's in the denominator. We're dividing by that whole expression, and we're going to end up with this. And this is going to equal the length that we're looking for. Okay, and just to color code this, so this is my width expression, which I have up top there. My area expression is this expression, and my length expression is whatever that works out to be. Okay, so I'm going to first start with my restrictions. Well, let's factor this because it's going to be much easier to find our restrictions in the factored form. So I'm going to end up with factoring that numerator. I'm going to end up with x minus 3, x plus 3. Again, that's my area in factored form. Now, instead of writing it as a fraction, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Actually, before we do, I've got to state my restriction, so I'm just going to show it as divide first. I'm going to divide by x squared minus 2x minus 3 over x plus 1. So that represents that term there. Okay, and then the answer should be the same as what we have here. This is going to be my length. And again, just to make sure we're clear, we're just going to shade that. Okay, so I'm going to state my restrictions. My restrictions are wherever I have a divide. Okay, so to do this, I need to factor x minus 3, x plus 3, divided by x minus 3, x plus 1, and all over x plus 1, and that's going to give me my length. So at this point in factored form, I can state my restrictions. My restrictions are going to be based on all the divide parts. So I'm dividing by that, and that. Okay, all those represent divide terms. So those all are going to generate restrictions. So x cannot equal to 3, negative 1, and then we also have the negative 1 in the denominator there. So those are my restrictions. Once I've stated my restrictions, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. I'm going to multiply. In this case, I'm going to multiply by x plus 1 all over x minus 3, x plus 1. Now, I could have canceled the x plus 1s in the previous step, and that would have been fine. Once I state my restrictions, I can start canceling and flipping fractions. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to cancel out this factor here. That's a times and divide. I have another times here, divide here. So the only thing that's left then in this expression is going to be x plus 3, and that's going to represent the length. Okay, so that expression then represents length, x plus 3. Okay, and we can check this by testing it. We can say the length times width, so x plus 3, there's my length, times width, The width is going to be, in factored form, it's going to be x minus 3, x plus 1 over x plus 1, and that's going to equal my area. Okay, and then checking this, just color coding this again, so I can keep track of this all. So my width is here. This expression represents my width. The x plus 3 represents my length. Okay, and that's going to equal the area of, and I can see that these are going to cancel out. Oops, sorry. Just going to undo that. These will cancel out. I end up with x plus 3 times x minus 3. That's going to give me x squared minus 9. And that is the correct area that I had started with. So this must be the correct length. Okay, so the length must equal, this must equal the length.